Guys, quickly before we do hop into this video, I'd like to give a huge shout out to AOA.com for sponsoring this Rocket League video. This website gives flexibility to every single platform. If you want to buy and sell loads of different Rocket League items, they do massive deals on there, and use code Zenic at checkout and get yourself a 3% off your orders. So after having a lot of patience with this one mystery leak out, I managed to get myself an incredible trade, getting my very first painted Draco of the series. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Rocket League video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the second episode of the brand new series, go from nothing all the way up to the titanium white wet paint. So as a lot of you guys do know, I did my very first nothing something episode just a couple of days ago where I got myself some incredible trades, sort of having around 3 or 4 key value in inventory. And honestly, just in 10 trades to get all of that stuff already is actually insane. So if this is your first time ever seeing my channel or seeing this series in general, make sure to click the link in the description. What that link will do is take you down to the very first video of this whole series, so you can pretty much watch the whole thing, see where I'm at, and then come back to this one and remain watching the series. And in that video, I pretty much just said if you guys want another episode out very soon, make sure to smash that like button, 300 likes, and I'll bring it out in just a couple of days' time. We didn't get close, we got around 250, 260, so guys, if you do want another episode out on Friday, make sure to smash that like button right now. Let's try and hit for 350 likes, and if we do hit that, and within the first 24 hours, I'll bring it out. So the more of you that do drop a like and show your support, the more episodes I can actually bring out, because it motivates me so much more if I see a load of likes on my videos, a load of likes on this series especially, because it motivates me to spend more time getting the trades and then making more episodes. And I did respond to quite a few YouTube comments, quite a few of my Xbox messages, and obviously on my Twitter as well. All of them are linked down in the description, so if you guys want to message me about any trades, literally just drop a comment. If I don't reply to your comment, message me on either Xbox or Twitter, and I can sure get back to you and help you out. Because the main point of this series isn't for me, it's to help you guys out as much as possible with prices and making your own profit, because I want every single one of you out there to get a huge inventory. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into these trades. I hope you guys enjoy. So the very first trade of this whole episode is basically me getting rid of my PCCs that I do not want. I honestly don't want the crates in my inventory. I want to get them gone, get them into keys and BMDs, and then eventually flip those for profit. So eventually I found this guy after me listing for a load of different times. He was interested in my PCCs and he said he could do a key, but I declined that because 2 PCCs is a little bit more than a key at the moment. It's sort of around 1.5 to 2, I'd say, probably 1.5. So I honestly didn't want to take that offer, but then he put in a Toro mystery decal. He said if you got anything you could add, and I put in a Cobalt fire plug that I just had sat there. Honestly, they were worth quite a lot. I remember the set was worth around a heatwave at one point, but they've all dropped in price, just like every other very rare will. So I honestly didn't want them. I would happily take that trade, getting myself another Toro mystery decal. And then after listing up these Toros for a very long time, I eventually found a guy that wanted to do 2.5 keys per Toro. It honestly took such a long time. Like at the moment, I'd probably say keys are more in demand, so more people want 2 keys out of their Toros anyway than obviously having the Toros on them. So I was so happy when I eventually got this, because I would not have taken 4 at all. Maybe 4 and as I might have taken, I'm not too sure. But getting myself 5 keys for these 2 Toros is honestly insane. Just for the fact that Toros at the moment, they're decent. They're sitting around 2 keys. So getting myself an extra key profit is always good. And with those keys as well, I can literally do what I always do. Offer on every single post. Eventually I'll find a guy that just wants to quick sell his items for keys, and I'll be absolutely insane. And then after just a little bit of time, I eventually found a guy when I was literally just spamming keys everywhere on the look of a group. I was offering keys to absolutely everyone. And eventually I came across this guy that had a titanium white foam hat, black Octavians, and a titanium white Libras. I couldn't complain about this, honestly, because obviously, like, it's junk. They're not going to sell that easily. The Octavians maybe the foam hat, but those wheels, the titanium white wheels, are going to take a very long time to flip. But I couldn't care less. I honestly just wanted to do this because I'm underpaying by like a little bit, by obviously paying 3 keys and getting myself all of these items. The foam hat has a potential of 2. The Octavians, probably 2 to 3, and then the wheels, I'm not too sure, probably 1 or 2, the titanium wire ones. But even so, that's guaranteed profit right there. I'd happily take that trade. And then with the other keys just sat around in my inventory, I did the exact same tactic, because I thought, why not just get rid of all the keys? I've already spent some of them. I might as well just get rid of the whole thing, start fresh with all of these brand new items. And eventually I came across a guy that had a hex. He wanted to quick sell it. I offered him 3 keys and he was like, sure, why not? I would 100% take that deal. And it's a win-win situation for me anyway, because I'm getting myself a hex. Obviously, mystery decals have dropped quite a lot in price. He's around 13 to 14 keys now, which is pretty crazy. I remember when he was like the most high in demand item in the game, but now every single BMD has started dropping except from the really expensive ones. So I really don't mind. Even so, to completely contradict myself, I don't mind doing this trade at all. purely for the fact I know I can get 4 eventually if I just sit on it for a little bit, so I'll happily take that trade. So after I've gathered all of these items up, it's time to list them all back up on the Looking for group, try and find some people that want to buy these items, and eventually it didn't take too long, probably 10 or 15 minutes, I eventually found a guy that wanted to buy my titanium white foam hat. He said, yo, I'll offer 2 keys for them, and I was completely fine. I wasn't going to ask for 3 because they're listed 2 on a spreadsheet, and they're honestly the hardest thing to sell. Getting myself 2 keys eventually for these titanium white foam hat as well. It's honestly not that bad because the rest of the set doesn't sell. The white sells decent, but getting 2 keys, this is the exact value. I can't complain about that. Getting myself some more keys that I can use in the future to try and buy some more items. So once I got that trade done, I went back on the Xbox Looking for groups to try and sell my hex, and it actually took a very long time. I didn't realise that the hex was so hard to sell. I thought I'd be able to get myself just 4 keys straight up, because that's what happens with biomasses and spectres. Eventually, someone just offers 3 keys for them, obviously, but I want to get myself 4, because that's what is valued on the spreadsheet, and everyone knows that hex is around 4 keys. But I couldn't find anyone. Honestly, I was looking for so long trying to find myself a deal, and then this guy came along with his Stormwatch, and he wanted to get 2 keys with the hex. I said, no, I'm alright, thanks. The max I can do is add 1 key, and it was completely fine with doing that. He literally had enough of his Stormwatch. He could not sell it, and I thought, why not just get myself a new mystery decal and try and sell that on for a bit of profit. Eventually, if I get myself 6 keys, I'll make that tiny bit of profit. So while I was waiting for some offers, because honestly, it took me such a long time to eventually find myself a deal for this Stormwatch, I was sat there on the Look for group, literally offering on every single person's items, and no one was even wanting it, because it's constantly dropping in price. It's honestly around 5-6 keys at the moment. No one can get more than that. So I was getting pretty scared, so I just sat there, waited for someone to offer on my stuff, and eventually someone did come along, and he said he's got a popcorn, and he wants 1 key in tiny ads, because remember, like I said in the last episode, if you list it, you have 1 key, and you want any mystery gold explosion that isn't tuned, you are going to make profit every single time. So I look at my inventory right now, there's not really much I can add. I put in a forest green cromulon, and he ticks up straight away. I couldn't complain about this. Getting myself a popcorn, that's 2 or 3 keys at least, so I don't mind taking that trade. And then with just a little bit more time, I eventually found a guy that wanted to buy my popcorn mystery gold explosion, and he said he would offer 3 keys, and I can't complain about this. I probably would have taken 2 and a little bit of ads, but obviously getting myself 3, that's probably the max I can get for any gold explosion at this point. Obviously, except from dueling dragons, that's around a heat in value, probably a little bit more than a heat, which is honestly insane, because that sat around a slip for about 6 months, and it just spikes in price. But gold explosions like this are quite old. They don't go for more than 2, rarely anyway. Obviously, I got myself 3 here, which is honestly insane. But thing like party time as well, that's around 2 to 3, and then all of the others like Sub-Zero, Hellfire, Electroshock, they're sort of selling around 2 each. So getting myself 3 for this gold explosion, I will happily take that trade. And then literally after hours and hours on end, I eventually found a guy that wanted to buy my Stormwatch. The crazy guy put up some grey Dracos and a load of ads, and I honestly couldn't complain about this at all. Getting rid of this was the biggest relief in my life. Honestly, don't go near Stormwatch unless you're paying 4. I honestly wouldn't even pay 5 at this point, because they're constantly dropping in price. Or not even dropping. They're never going to go back up in price. I highly doubt anyway. So the max you want to be paying for a Stormwatch is 4. And getting myself grey Dracos, obviously they're PCC, I couldn't care less. Like, even if I didn't check, I wouldn't have been fast. Even if they were black, I probably wouldn't even care. But getting myself 4 crates as well, 4 of the new crates, and obviously getting myself a golden pumpkin import at the end, that just is honestly insane. That's at least 7 keys right there altogether, so I'll happily take that trade. Then eventually I found a guy that had a CC4 import and he wanted offers on that, and I thought to myself, I might try and pick this up for some of the crates I've got just sat around in my inventory, because everything else in my inventory, except from the Animus, is quite expensive. It's at least 1 key in price, so why not try and get myself this ZSR, this CC4 import. And eventually, I've seen a lot of other YouTubers as well posting on the Look for group that they are offering 1 key for every single CC4 or PCC import. So think about it logically. If I'm paying just these bad crates that are going down in price rapidly and getting myself a CC4 import, that is a guaranteed 1 key right there. I put in 2, he ticks up. I would have done all 4, I'm not going to lie. But obviously paying 2, I'm completely fine with doing that, because that'll eventually be 1 key. So that's the final trade of this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Honestly, this took so much longer than it needed to, and we didn't even hit the like goal as well. I couldn't have done this video, but I decided why not try and sell that Stormwatch, because that was when I thought I might as well not do this video, because that Stormwatch was the hardest thing to sell. Honestly, I didn't realize it's going to take that long, but eventually we sold it and we made a load of profit. And what I do not want is for you guys to be stuck in the same situation as I was with my Stormwatch mystery decal. Literally, if you've got an item in your inventory right now that you're trying to sell really badly and you can't do anything, comment down below what price you're looking for and what the item is, and I can tell you just a rough estimate of what you should be looking for that item. So yeah, once again, I've pretty much covered everything I need to for this video, so if you guys do want to see another episode later in this week, probably in a couple of days, literally just drop a like on the video. All of the support is highly appreciated. 350 likes and that'll be absolutely insane. We are about 40 subscribers away from 23,000 subscribers, so if you guys haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys next time.